after thinking about some of the things that they experienced during their formative years, someone could find it hard to understand why they were treated so badly. But if they were treated as though they were their parent or parent's enemy, as opposed to their child, this is to be expected. There can be moments when they experience a lot of anger and rage, and even be filled with hate. Then again, it could go further than this, as they could often find it hard to focus on other areas of their life. If this is so, it might not matter if they are at work, with a friend, or are working on a hobby, as they won't be able to be present. Naturally, this is going to have a negative impact on their mood and life. If a friend, for instance, were to become aware of how they have changed, they could ask them if everything is okay. This could be a time when they will be open about what is going on for them. After they have opened up about what is going on for them, their friend could be very supportive. However, they could tell them that they need to let go of their past, as focusing on what happened is not serving them. They could suggest that they stop thinking about what happened and focus on the life that they now have. After this, they could say that they are here if they ever want to talk about what they are going through. Assuming that this was to take place, one way of looking at this would be to say that what their friend has said is accurate. Clearly, how they feel about their past is having a negative impact on their mood, and it is undermining their life. They will then have suffered greatly during their formative years, and although this stage of their life is over, they will continue to suffer. And ultimately, they don't deserve to suffer and to live a miserable life. Nonetheless, as destructive as the anger, rage, and hate will be on their mood and life, it is unlikely that they will just be able to let go of how they feel. For one thing, how are they supposed to let go of how they feel? Are they supposed to take their feelings in their hand and throw them somewhere? This is then something that is often said, but it is not really clear about how to achieve this outcome. At the same time, this is often seen as something that can be achieved by thinking differently. This is usually based on the view that one's thoughts always create their feelings. Thus, by changing their thinking, they will no longer have the same feelings. But, as true as this may appear to be, it is nothing more than a half-truth. The other part of this is that one's thoughts can also unlock feelings. What this also illustrates is that they don't begin and end with their conscious mind. There is another part of them, their unconscious mind. This part of them contains material that their conscious mind has pushed aside and forgotten about. Taking this into account, merely changing their thoughts is not going to allow them to truly let go of their past. Most likely, the anger, rage, and hate that they experience when they think about what happened to them as a child is a sign that they are carrying emotional wounds from this stage of their life. Thus, if they merely change their thinking, their emotional wounds will still be in place. In this case, changing their thoughts will have allowed them to be deceived into believing that they have moved on. Their conscious mind, a small part of them, will have, but their unconscious mind, a bigger part of them, won't have. Yet, to take a step back and put to one side the need to let go of their anger, rage and hate, what needs to be acknowledged is that these feelings are most likely serving as a defense, as well as being connected to their emotional wounds. Therefore, if they were able to simply let go of these feelings, they are likely to soon end up feeling exposed and vulnerable. Along with this, they can end up feeling helpless, hopeless, and worthless. As destructive as these feelings will be then, they will be playing a part in allowing them to feel safe and to keep it together and function. So, for them to change their mood and their life, they will need to connect to the feelings that are below the anger, rage and hate that they feel and work through them. Part of this process will involve them facing the anger, rage and hate that they felt but were unable to fully experience when they were being mistreated as a child. This will take courage, patience, and persistence. So with that said, if you can relate to this, and after being greatly mistreated during your formative years, you are carrying a lot of anger, rage and hate, then please know that this is normal. This is a normal part of being violated. And as I said, while this will serve as a defense and stop you from feeling your softer feelings, these will also relate to feelings that you experienced but were unable to fully experience and process as a child. So in order for you to move on from this stage of your life, to gradually move on and to not be controlled by these feelings, because of course, as I said, it's going to affect your mood and your life, you will need to not only feel these feelings in their original context, but to also feel the pain underneath it. And there are likely to be many, many layers of pain inside you, so this won't happen overnight. And you may need external support to be able to feel these feelings without being overwhelmed. But the main thing is that you do what you need to do to gradually change your life. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.